Yeah, I was trying to share this on Facebook. One more place to share it. Oh, yeah. Let's just get that one off the road. Yeah, it's off the way. Oh, good morning. I don't know who is listening. I guess it's a woman or a man. Good morning and thanks for joining me this early. I think it's very quiet. It's 5 a.m. in Nigeria. So 7 a.m. in Istanbul. Yeah. I'll begin. We don't have to wait for people. At least it's not Facebook, where you can play some music and wait. And the YouTube channel is still young, so I guess we'll have to do what we got. So there is this article I was reading about the Nigerian government accepting 500 Boko Haram prisoners from Niger Republic. If you remember the video I did on Facebook when I was still on Facebook, I talked about how Boko Haram guns are being moved all the way from Libya to Chad, Niger Republic, and then Nigeria. I talked about that, and it seems that the communication between the Nigerian side of Boko Haram and the Niger side of Boko Haram transcends militancy. It goes deep into the government. And I wonder in whose interest it is for these Boko Haram members to not face the consequences of their action. And they keep letting these people out. Joy Luther, good morning. Welcome. They keep letting these people out. Whose interests are they protecting by releasing these people? In Nigeria, most Nigerians will tell you that it is the caliphate. They're trying to Islamize Nigeria. Guess what? Niger Republic is nearly 100% Islamic country. Yet it's still happening. But there is something we are not connecting. There are dots that need to be connected. Make I tell you, now, in the time you say, Boko Haram for Nigeria, they no fit kill them, they release them. Boko Haram for Niger Republic too, they no fit kill them, they release them. Mind you, all these two countries when I mentioned, if them catch you with just a single bullet, one cartridge can send you to prison for life or even give you the death sentence. Possession of firearms alone. We are not talking about militants. We are not talking about terrorism. Who are those people behind these guys that they cannot be killed? And if you've been following me for long, you would at least by now have an idea of where their support comes from and the people that are arming them. Let's read that news article today together, and I want to be analyzing those articles, maybe paragraph by paragraph, in some cases line by line. Let me show this here. Share screen. Now read this. Niger to transfer 500 Boko Haram prisoners to Nigeria. And it reads, the photo here is from Nigeria, I think. It says, men who were being detained on suspicion of affiliation to Boko Haram line up as they are released by the Nigerian military in Maiduguri, Nigeria, July 6, 2015. It's a lie. Just watch the date here, July 6th, 2015. So they've been releasing these people, these Boko Haram fighters, but then they will tell you that they were suspected of being members of Boko Haram. Like they were picked up in the mosques praying, they were picked up in the hotel, they were picked up in the bars, or what? You just pick them from the road or what? Now, these ones, do you think they are not already back in the battlefield? Some of them who have not been killed, believe me, they'll be back in the battlefield, because where is the incentive to not fight for Boko Haram? You in northern Nigeria, in fact, every place you see Islam reign supreme in Africa, you will have a master class and a servant class. See, this is not just talking about the gap between the rich and the poor in Africa, the bourgeois, the black bourgeois. No. We are talking about this, something that is only found among Muslim African countries. Now, these people, they are poor. Already they've been brainwashed by the ideology of Islam. As you are seeing them, some of them believe that they can actually create a caliphate on earth. The last caliphate was destroyed centuries ago. The last caliphate was destroyed centuries ago. And these guys think that they can actually set up a caliphate, and they don't ask themselves why it's easy for them to get arms to set up that foolish caliphate, but they don't have money to build hospitals. How much is a unit of AK-49, anti-aircraft gun, all these sophisticated weapons? They've not asked themselves, if there is money somewhere to give them these arms, why can't they find money in that same place to build them hospitals, to build them good schools, and give them? In northern Nigeria, you have people who can't even add one and one together, teaching math. You have people who can barely speak English, teaching English. You have people who don't know anything about biology other than what their Quran taught them, teaching biology. But when it comes to having Islamic studies teachers, they will get you the best of the best. People who've crammed almost the entire every letter in the Quran, every word. They know, just like you have in southern Nigeria, people who can preach to you about Jesus Christ, and in fact 10 different topics without opening their Bibles, and they will be quoting it. It will be right. Are you noticing something? They will give you that which will not help you, which will trap you in the prison of hope, false hope. But they can't give you this one that will give you salvation. And do these people actually think that the US bases around the places they are operating and the French bases, that the drones there are not capturing them, that they don't know their movements? They don't even know that those guns are coming from exactly those people. And why they will be used, their bosses, their top commanders know exactly what's going on, because they are the ones receiving the payment. They pay these people in dollars. Now they have no good school, no money, no home. These are products of our Almajiris, the Almajiri system. It didn't start today. They've been using this Almajiri system to control the society, to intimidate. Nobody in northern Nigeria can say a word against this Shekau. This, I don't know if that is real name. This guy that just sprang up from nowhere and became a menace. This is a boogeyman created by the people that are benefiting from a destabilized Africa. But I digress. Let's read the article. Niamey, Niger. Niger has agreed to transfer hundreds of prisoners from the militant Islamist group Boko Haram back to their home country of Nigeria to reduce pressure on its cramped prisons, judicial sources said Tuesday. Wait, to reduce pressure on what? Its cramped prisons. By cramped prisons, do they mean this? By cramped prisons, do they mean this? Hold on. It's taking me to Premier. Or this. Do they mean this? By cramped prisons, do they mean this? Huh? Should we put more pictures of cramped prisons in Nigeria? Why would someone even send prisoners to Nigeria? Because Nigerian prisons are not cramped enough. And if they have overcrowded prisons, why don't they start from petty thieves, since Nigeria has the capacity to take care of its own prison system and add more? Why don't they start from petty thieves or the political prisoners they imprisoned over there? Why don't they start from, in fact, at this point, we will do with rapists. At this point, we will do with, why don't they start with the rapists? Yeah, it is that bad. And mind you, when they send these people to Nigeria, Nigeria will still release them back into the society as what? Reformed Boko Haram, de-radicalized Boko Haram fighters. And now they've given them a new name in the Nigerian government. They call them clients. Isn't this from Niger prison to Nigerian prison to the Nigerian society pipeline? Now do you understand what language do they speak in Boko Haram in Niger Republic? I could call it Boko Republic, and I will be right. They speak French as their lingua franca. Then Fulani and other native languages they speak over there in Niger Republic. Those herdsmen they are capturing, who are terrorizing farm communities and the villages. Do you remember the language they are speaking? The ones they captured, do you remember the language they are speaking? And these ones you are seeing around, do you remember the language they speak? French. And those languages you don't know. That's because they are coming from Niger Republic. Who is benefiting from this? Who exactly is benefiting from this? What is happening in Nigeria right now is not different from what's happening in the Middle East. The same system, the same people building this. So this one should dispel the notion that they are sending them to Nigeria because they have overcrowded prisons in Niger Republic. Because guess what? Nigerian prisons are more overcrowded, they are more cramped than the prisons in Niger Republic. Let's continue. Boko Haram militants mostly operate in northern Nigeria but have stepped up their insurgency within Niger's southern region of Diffa in recent months, carrying out dozens of attacks. What? As if their base is even in Nigeria. These guys were trained in Niger. Each and every one of them is the same system, is the same network. Don't worry, we will come and take a look at the map very soon. Niger has declared a state of emergency They are in an effort to improve security and have made hundreds of arrests. Nigeria sent a working group here to Niger last week, and the two sides have established an initial list of 500 detainees who will soon be transferred to Nigeria, said the magistrate working on the case, who asked not to be named. And who told you it's only 500? Who told you it's only 500? Now, since the United States has declared a war on terror, we have military bases in Niger Republic, in Chad, owned and managed by the US government. Now, why don't they move these people into those military installments? Why don't they move them into those places? Since the soldiers are there to fight terrorism, well, move them into those bases. They have the capacity. Go and check how much AFRICOM is gulping from the US taxpayers. Check how much the corporations whose interests they represent take from all those African countries. So naturally, they should take care of it if it's actually a cramped prison problem. If this is not a well-organized scheme to push more fighters into Nigeria, tell me what is. At the same time, Nigeria is releasing hundreds of Boko Haram fighters into the society. These people want to import more again. And in 6 months, these ones will be out. Well fed, mind you. We have Nigerian soldiers still facing the death sentence, 70 of them. But I think Femi Falana has released, has gotten about 10 cases overturned, or all overturned but 10. Either of the two. Please go check out his interview on channels. Those guys revolted because they were being sent into the battlefield to go fight people with guns. They were given plastic knives, basically. Plastic knives. And you expect me to go? The ones in prison, they will be in the worst prison, in the worst part of Kefi prison. Or Kuje, whichever one they decide to put them in, or they'll transfer them to Abakaliki. Meanwhile, the Boko Haram fighters, should they even be capturing them? Should they even be capturing them? Who is benefiting from this exactly? Let's continue. The prisoners are currently being held in detention centers in Kolo, Difa, and Kotokate, all of which are overpopulated due to arrests of Boko Haram militants, a Justice Ministry source said. Okay, we hear you. Niger and Nigeria are both members of an 8,700 strong regional task force dedicated to destroying a group that has killed thousands of people and displaced millions in its push to create an Islamic caliphate in the region. Hold on, please. 8,700. And Niger, Nigeria, and Chad couldn't come together and suffocate these people and take them out. What's the military budget of Niger Republic? What's the military budget of Chad? What's the military budget of Nigeria? Now you know why even your president will not prosecute the generals for embezzling the money. Guess what? That is how they get their own 13 million naira a month, which they give to the senators. That's where the military guys get theirs. They end up not buying any weapon. Even when they want to buy the ones that will be effective, the people who are arming those guys are the same people you are going to buy arms from. Now they will have to delay yours. So these people will have more guns than your military and keep on. This is a joke. This is a joke. If you are still taking that Boko Haram insurgency seriously, wake up. Wake up. There is nothing Islamic about that group. Yeah, they are using Islamic texts and Muhammad's teaching, but they have no intention of instituting an Islamic republic anywhere, or a caliphate. Nobody can set up a caliphate in the 21st century. It's not possible. These guys know what they are doing. The people who are arming them know exactly what they are doing. Look at the people that wrote that wrote this article. This is Voice of America. It is the oldest CIA propaganda outfit on earth since AP. Associated Press, Reuters, controlled and owned by the same people. The State Department runs VOA. And I have all this information. You think the people there don't know what's happening? You think they don't know what's happening? This is a joke. We should educate the people of northern Nigeria, the people of Niger Republic, the people of Chad. Let them understand that this is their ruling class allowing their place to deteriorate, just so they could benefit from the people doing the destruction. They will be the new emirs. They will be the new sultans. If you know, in case you haven't noticed, the emirs in the north don't have respect anymore. The powers have been taken away from them and given to these elected officials, which no one elected. The so-called elected officials have replaced the emirs and these people, and they don't care about what happens to their people, just like these ones that are called emirs didn't care about what happened to their people when the Arabs and the British invaded. As long as they are getting what they need, they will be comfortable. They don't care about what happens to the society. War is a racket, according to Major General Smith the Butler. The same people are doing this, and there is something common with every destabilized region in Africa. Go and check all those regions. Each and every one of them is endowed with lots and lots of mineral resources. This is what's going on here. This is what's happening. Forget all this nonsense they are telling us on the media. Even our journalists don't even know any damn thing about what's going on. And those who do would not open their mouths. They want to protect their jobs. If we all want to protect our jobs, what do you think will become of our society in the next 20 years? You think I don't know the type of things I will be saying to not get banned on the social media platforms? You think I don't want to keep maintaining an account where I'll be talking to thousands and thousands of people every day? You think I don't know how to monetize accounts and get money from deceiving the people or keeping them in check? These guys, these journalists are the politicians, because whatever they are doing favors the political class against the masses. Ordinary people just want a peaceful environment. They are not asking government for help. In fact, those people that are asking government for help are the confused souls. They are the problem because they are the ones giving power to the government. He who can give you everything can equally take everything from you. Ordinary people want to have a safe and sound environment so they can work and prosper. Yet we have people from the ordinary class protecting these elites, these selected puppets. They are your journalists, they are your police, they are your military, they are your government agents. They don't even know that they are part of the machine they think they want to bring down. It's high time we educated our people so they know exactly what's going on, what's happening. Please take time and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell if you haven't done so. We'll try to do it once or twice a day when we can. And believe me, I will start doing more, putting out more videos on daily basis. I have some business constraints, some engagements that are preventing me from coming to do videos as many times as I would like to. But you know how it is. Man has to work. And let's go. Let's finish this and maybe go to another topic or end this one and start another one because I have time today. Okay. However, the task force's operations have stalled for logistical reasons, security sources say, and regional armies are instead seeking to counter the group alone. Okay, wait. Logistical reasons. So you are telling me that while you can't give the Nigerian military guns that are superior to the Boko Haram guns, can we at least give them the same ones they give to these Boko Haram people? You are telling me that a militant group without a flag, a currency in their name, no known head office, no financial minister, no finance minister, no central bank governor. You are telling me no national carrier. You are telling me that these people can actually buy guns. They have the logistics, but somehow the Nigerian military don't have the logistics. Or the Nigerian military or the Chadian military. Is this what they are trying to tell us? Logistical reasons. Really? Now, VOA, Voice of America. You people know that Raytheon exists. You know Boeing. You know Lockheed Martin. You know this is it Aerodynamics, owned by General Motors or General Electric. So if these guys are actually, come on, please. This is too blatant. The insult is too blatant. I can't even take it. My head is exploding within. Or should I say imploding? Believe me, I'm losing myself just thinking about this and thinking how so little these people think of us that they shamelessly put all these things out, hoping that no one would connect the dots. And because they've been getting away with it, they keep doing it. It's now a culture that a blatant insult like this is being put out in the name of news, in the name of an article. This is an insult on our collective intelligence. And we need to start calling these people out. Listen, if you are following these people on Facebook, on Twitter, that is the opportunity to let them know that we know what's going on. That we know the games they are playing, why they can confuse our people. Most people, they can't confuse all of our people. Make them know these things. Let me show you something. US military base, hold on. Are you seeing it? Niger Air Base 201. See the location. See the coordinates. Are you seeing it? This is their military base 201. This is a US base in Niger Republic. Please, I'm trying to find it too. Hold on. Oh, this is in Turkish. Don't worry, I will translate my page later. But let's go to the images. Hold on. Are you seeing it? We have US military bases in Niger Republic and Chad, even Nigeria. This is a drone. Are you telling me that these drones, okay, look at all these things. And you see the type of, you just watch. So these things are in that region, but somehow they can't find them. I think this is a joint, okay. This is that is, but look at this one. Are you telling me that you have these bases? Okay, now watch this. These are where you have US military bases. Are you seeing it? Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Somalia, Kenya. Do you know what all these places have in common? They didn't put in Nigeria. This is Nigeria, but they are based in Agadez. Half of it is in Nigeria. These are their bases here. But in all these places, you have Boko Haram functioning. Now, if Boko Haram wants to build an Islamic caliphate in Africa, at least they should have taken Togo. They should have taken Togo or Benin Republic. Huh? And when you go to all these countries where you have these bases, you will see that you have a high surge in militancy there compared to every other place in those countries. And those conflicts are usually happening around where you have natural resources, military wealth. Are you seeing it? Look at it. I think this one is better. Are you seeing how their bases are dotted across Africa? Are you seeing it? From east to west. From east to west. Have you seen how they formed a chain? This is just the US military, we've not talked about the French and the British. Are you seeing it? My people, it's that time we educated our folks and tell them exactly what's going on. Because this will not stop unless we call them out. Thank you guys for joining me now. So, wow, Malata Tikos. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, guys, this morning. I wish you the best of the day. Good luck, and I hope to come back later in the day to make some videos. I know it's too early in Nigeria right now, but we do it only when time permits. So I thank you all. I appreciate it. Please let me share it across the social media platforms. Let's educate our people. Bye. Good morning once again.